Well, I had an interesting walk today, and basically, what I'm doing is going out and communicating with nature and getting some answers. Um, I know if I'm in a loving state and communicate with the universe, asking good questions, I'll get some really interesting answers using intuition. So, Um, this smoking addiction is, sorry, one of my main interests. Above everything else, it has my main focus. I know if I hate it, which I do, I perpetuate the experience of it. Every time I smoke, I know I'm failing at something. Every time I fail, I tell myself I'm a failure. So I have to change that around. So I'm building myself up, but then I can't use this tool as something that's building myself up. Otherwise, I need it as a tool to build myself up with. So it is a very interesting path to go and try and understand deep within inside your psyche what makes you do the things that you do. Don't be concerned about why everybody else does anything. Be focused on what motivates you to do the things that you're doing. Understand you to your deepest core, which is what I'm doing and just sharing. And I challenge anybody, I believe that every single one of us are, metaphorically speaking, little light bulbs of love. So just picture a planet that has a whole pile of light bulbs. Every body that you see on the planet is nothing more than a light bulb that's all turned off. When they're turned on, they are loving light beams. They radiate love out because they are love within inside. So if every light bulb's off, mine included, then nobody understands what the word love means. Because I'm like going on my walk and asking, my daughter had said, where did the name tree come from? So that's been sort of on the back of my mind. So I'm talking to a tree and all of the trees I see, and it's like, okay, so I see you are a tree. What's the purpose? Yeah, you're pretty. Yeah, you know. And it's like, well, the tree responds with saying, but I give you something. Can you see what I give you? If you just look at me and see I'm nothing more than just a tree, then you won't see any value of it. So when you create your world, you either kill me or destroy me. So it's up to a tree to be able to speak loud enough to say, I make fucking oxygen for you to breathe. Can you not see what it is I do? Um, and it's, an apple tree provides its fruit. So then you look at us humans, and somebody's there got a label on you. Somebody there says you're a doctor. Somebody there says you're a teacher. Somebody there puts you in this box of who you are that prevents you from turning your light bulb on. Um, and part of that is you know how you love. Okay, we want to see things in nature. When I was on this walk, there was this little old lady. I live around a retirement home. They're all sitting there dying. Why? Because they have zero purpose in their life. And that's what life is all about. You can only live life if you have a purpose. And as soon as you get to a certain age, society lets them know they got nothing else to offer. And yet they are like little treasures for they are a tree that puts something out into our environment that helps us live life, but we can't see it. And they're right there in front of us. They're these old people who are saying, I'm going to die until you see a value, a purpose that I have to offer. So while they are not experiencing that loving sensation from society, they ain't going to put nothing loving out. And this little old lady, you know, is not accepted at all. She goes out every day and feeds these birds that are on this nature path. So that's what's making the wildlife stay there. Otherwise, wildlife would be gone because um, wildlife cannot sustain itself in the types of parks that we create naturally for them. They've got to get, I mean, a bird does not naturally eat bread. You know, it's not going to go in and get a loaf of bread. A bird is now dependent on this old lady to come and feed her. So once this old lady dies, what happens to the birds? Unless somebody else designs a purpose to go out there and feed it, and if they keep doing that, then that sustains the birds being there. But the point is can you see how you're changing nature, and then you're looking at nature for answers? And it's like your labels are changing nature into being something completely different. Um, Personally, I think we're creating toxic poison, and we're going to create more species created from toxic poison, and we're going to eat it and think it's good for us. Like, um, we're not really seeing the expressions of what love really means. There was this other lady that I crossed paths with today, and you know, really friendly, really loving. So you know, she's in her now moments, loving life. And she was talking about, you know, she was really busy filling her day painting a closet, and we're talking about the weather and that there's like clouds everywhere and chemtrails, and she's like, I don't know, the weather's perfect. I haven't had to turn my air conditioner on at all, and I hate the hot weather. And it's like, you moved into an area where you knew was hot, and in order for it to be a hot climate, a specific type of food can be grown here, which we're not going to grow the healthy food, we're going to grow the alcoholic food, the drug food, because there's more money in drugs and painkillers than there is in living life and healthy food. So nobody's going to notice chemtrails or, you know, the destroying of how we grow food, because somebody else is enjoying the fact that they don't have to turn their air conditioner on. So we are all so connected into a matrix that's designed to kill you as long as you're loving it. So it's almost like we need to change our perspective of what love is. And I can't teach you what love is to turn that light bulb on. I am busy turning my own love light bulb on. And when I'm a loving being, then it will be reflected back out. I know I am a loving being when I radiate as loud as possible. This is who I am. You kind of need me. See the value in me? When I know my value and love me, then I should be able to sell me to the rest of the world, and everybody else says, hey, I want a piece of that, I want to imitate that, I want to mirror that. That is bang on. Right now, don't really see that. So what I do, what I found really challenging is, and that's what I challenge everybody else, just drink out of one water bottle and put love and happiness on the bottle, and put no complaints and no excuses. And just try this out. Every time you drink out of that bottle, try and fill that bottle up 6 times. 6 is a magical number when it comes to water. But Drink at least 6 of those bottles that have love and happiness on them. And every time you drink out of that bottle, you are supposed to feel what it feels like to feel total love and total happiness while you're drinking that water. And drink it every day and feel it intensely every day, and then see how your experiences change. One thing that I found challenging is knowing what it feels like to feel happy and loving while drinking the water. Um, you have to force yourself to drink it, which means you are forcing yourself to having to feel it that many times per day. Um, and that's forcing the brain to actually make those chemicals. And you are creating a new addiction. You are creating a new chemical. So it takes about 21 days to start a new addiction. Um, the problem, the problem is that how do you start an addiction to a chemical that you don't know what it feels like? Because I have yet to be able to drink out of love and happiness and actually really sit there and say, yeah, this is what it feels like. There's always something that it's how do you love your outside world thing, like for me, the thing that I love the most, that's where you picture it the most, is um what is it that you absolutely value the absolute most? For me, it's my kids. Now, if I can love myself just as much as I love my kids, then I wouldn't be smoking. So, how to love myself that intensely, I have to be honest and say, haven't done it yet. Because if it truly was the right chemicals, then I would instinctually not be smoking. So, every time that I'm drinking it, it's like I have to work through those complaints and excuses that are on the bottle. It's like something in my world I'm not liking, something in my world I'm hating still. You can't love as long as you still have some kind of hate going on in your life. So it is, well, why is it I'm not feeling that love? And it is because at the end of the day, I'm a freaking tree. Everybody wants to label me as somebody that's on social services. Everybody wants to label me as lazy. Everybody wants to label me as stupid and dumb. Everybody wants to label me with a lot of different types of disabilities. Um, a lot of people label me as someone that they can't communicate with. And everybody seems to want me to be their labels, while I'm sitting there saying, no, I'm a tree that you can't see the value of yet. Um, so the more I end up seeing my value, then I'll be able to sell me. And once I sell me to the universe, then I don't have to worry about working so hard, because as long as you see the value in me, then I can naturally perform to my fullest potential of being me. I have lots to contribute. I'm far from lazy, far from smart, far from the labels that are out there. Um, but I'm a bad salesperson of me because my love bulb for me isn't turned on. And one of the biggest things that turns me on is when other people see the value in me. And everybody do. Everybody, not everybody, but I am getting quite a few that do. But it's when you're consuming what it is I'm selling, then my light bulb turns on. So it's not, sell me on your thing. It's buy my thing. When you're buying my thing, you turn my light bulb on. Don't sell me on your thing. But when you show me your value that helps my value, then I help build you. So it is like two-way street. I got to build somebody else and consume somebody else's value. I've got to see the value in others, and then I get it back. It's a really, really weird game, but there's my answers from the universe walk today. Peace out.